I think I'm far gone, I'm going to be. But they call me Ron, put you in your place. You know it's too late. Big ass sick, I stay with the gang. You know that I'm here, but I take your place. Here we are at Sac State with Stolly, the scientist. How you doing?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
I'm great. It was a good show. You already know, representing for Cali.
Yeah. 707.
For those out there who not from Cali, all over the world, just explain where you come from, how you got here, a little bit about your origin.
I come from the city of trees, but I've been a part of the hyphy movement since a baby in the stomach. So I spent most of my days in 707 in the Fairfield area. I moved back out to Sacramento for like a couple of years, and then I moved up to Marysville at close to like the ending of middle school, like 7th grade to high school. And now I'm back at Sac State. I am all about positivity. I'm also all about like keeping it real. If you're not hyphy, get out my way. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say.
For real. And your name, like specifically the scientist part, where does that come from? How'd you come up with that?
Well, actually, this is a kind of crazy story. So this was, I believe, my sophomore year. I first started out as SK, which stands for Sally K, since everyone was putting a K at the end of my name. I said I might as well just put a K at the end of my name so they would sound dumb when they said it twice. So I went from that to SK, and then out of nowhere, I was in chemistry class and I was thinking, because I always loved to wear goggles, right? Anytime I could put on a pair of goggles, I'll put on a pair of goggles. Didn't really know what was going on in the class like that though, but the goggles was fire. So I posted a picture of me with that, but I'm like, I can't put Sally the K right now. I'm really Sally the scientist. And after that, I kind of just thought, yo, I could kind of correlate this with my music because I'm always in the lab cooking with my music. Why can't I call myself a little scientist? And then after I figured out about Mariah the Scientist, so shout out to her too. She's a big inspiration. I didn't figure out about her until after because I tried looking at my name on all platforms and I seen that. So yeah, most definitely that's how I fell in love with her too.
And as far as music goes, you mentioned one influence, but do you have any other influences?
Yes.
Tell me how you started your music journey and how it got you right here.
So originally I started my music journey, I've always been doing music as a kid. I've always loved to sing and dance. I may have not have been the best at it when I was a kid, but I don't know this. I've always felt such a connection to it. I come from a long line of musicians too. Shout out Gorilla Gang. Shout out my Uncle Reggie or Mr. Ruffin. I've always grown up around music and I didn't really start taking it serious until my friends, shout out Ozion and Israel, they made a little bit of music and they heard one of the freestyles that I wrote. And it's kind of at this time, I was writing music, I wasn't taking it serious. Shout out to my diss track days. Don't go looking for that. Oh my God, it was... Ooh, that's horrifying. But I started to take music serious with my first single, Heartbreak. And after that, I fell in love with making music. And it was one of the only ways that I can get out how I was thinking without, I don't know. Sometimes, I write stuff and I record everything without even really noticing at the moment. And then I look back on it, a couple months later, I'm like, damn, I was really at a rough point of my life or a good and happy time of my life. It just depends on how I feel. And instead of I don't really know how to speak about my feelings like that, but I know how to write and I know how to make music. So if I can't get it out through words, I can get it out through songs.
That's real.
But,
that's real.
My inspirations is also mainstream. I would say Michael Jackson, of course.
Oh yeah.
That will always... Shout out my king.
R.I.P.
Him, I would most definitely say Beyonce, always, because I've grown up listening to her ever since the age of 4 or 5. I was dancing in heels to all of her songs. I would say my father, most definitely, because I grew up hearing him a lot and him freestyling. And I feel like my last inspiration would, of course, be my cousin Amaya. Shout out Rated R. Um, he didn't start when I started doing music, but now that like I'm watching him develop and like doing all of this stuff and being a part of it is just so cool. And I love, love, love to see him shine. Like he is truly like one of the greatest in my eyes because he works so hard for what he has and he puts in the work. He gets in the paint for what he wants. And that inspires me to be better. Especially because like we kind of make the same music a little bit. Like I'll dip into like experimental, but he shows me that a lot is possible and he believes in me sometimes even when I don't believe in myself. So shout out him.
And you speaking about family, you brought your family out, establishing community within the Sacramento Bay Area, region.
My dad and my beautiful grandmother. This is their cookie. Everybody clap because they took a lot for her to be here. Thank you.
And for these historical times, as far as what's going on in our country, the world, the city, what is the main thing that everybody should be aware of that's concerning you, that you think people should know?
I believe the war that's going on right now, free the kids in Gaza. I see everything that's going on and abolish ICE. Well, actually, yeah, no, abolish ICE because they're not doing no good right now. It is literally the modern day Gestapo. I would always say fight for what's right, even when it has nothing to do with you. So like all these protests that are going on, all the charities that you can fund for these immigrant families, especially like them being murdered and killed off, just please, like if y'all can do anything, even like posting stuff, like bringing out outreach to the victims that are going through this is really, really big. I know during like this ICE movement, also like to my Black people, we have been getting murdered. We have been getting beaten over it. So I would love to shine a light on what's right and just, I don't know, like end it right now. I don't know if I can curse on here, but end that
curse.
Oh yeah, end that shit because it's we're basically like going back like 60, 80 years in time, and that's crazy because it was 60 or 80 years ago. During like this Trump administration, Trump supporters just think that everything is back to their normal, which was way, way back then. I know now like a lot of people my age or in their mid-20s can't even buy a house anymore because of everything that's going on. So hoping and praying, please vote for midterms because we need every single vote counts. We need to get this man out of office because if we don't, like our country is gone. Like what are we fighting for if our country isn't fighting for us too as citizens?
Thank you for your time, Stally.
I know that shit. I know that shit. Right? Shout out water. I got to stop talking to Kimbo. I got the drip shout out to Gennaro. Me and Waters, we make it De Niro.